Hi, welcome to Costume Commentary. I'm Kate.
And I'm Brit. And today we are back finally, and we are reviewing the new movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Spoiler alert, it was great.
Oh my gosh!
Go see it, please. So, overview, general overall, it was really, really awesome. It definitely got the spirit of like wizards, but also the 20s.
They even go to a speakeasy.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh!
And it's Colin Atwood, who rarely, if ever, disappoints. And also I'm just excited that there's more Harry Potter things.
Historical accuracy was done really well for the 20s. There were a couple of women's wear things that I had some qualms with. But no matter what in the wizarding world, there's always been some differentiation in regular no-match clothes and wizarding wardrobes. But one thing that actually did bother me was the fact that Jacob is often seen not wearing a hat out in public, which would be a huge faux pas.
If you ever want to hear more about hats needing to be worn in public, listen to the episode of The Dollop about the Straw Hat Riots. I did really, really love the girls especially, but the boys were not overshadowed like happens a lot in a lot of movies where the guys are just in boring suits. There was a lot of little things about all of them, like Newt's was very colorful, especially for menswear and especially compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
And that definitely fit his personality because he's like a kind of a quirky, weird dude.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that he's coming from a different country that has different style, too.
Yeah, he definitely looked out of place. And then you have the difference between like Graves and Credence and them, both of them, and Jacob. It was done really, really well, and I really liked all the men that the girls were like, awesome.
I really think one thing that's important to note about the American Witches and Wizards style is that they are really trying to blend in with America, because America's already during the 20s like in a kind of a bit of a turmoil. It's post World War I, and they're really trying to blend in, and so all of their clothing matches with human clothing really well. That's just an important contextual thing that I think that they did very well with.
It's not like how in the original Harry Potter films, like Bellatrix Lestrange would not have blended in if she was walking out and about on the streets of London, but neither would have Molly Weasley. The only one who really does that well is like the teenagers, but all the adults, like, they look like witches and wizards.
One thing that was really great about this movie is it actually gets our generation and the ones that are older than our generation more into the films, because those who are older than our generations didn't really like grow up reading Harry Potter. And so this is an adult take on Harry Potter. Like, it's all the main cast is adults. It really feels a lot more relatable for the adults. Like, they go to a speakeasy for crying out loud. They're drinking giggle water.
And there's like intense child abuse.
This covers much more adult themes much quicker than the original Harry Potter series did. And I feel like my husband, who never got into the Harry Potter books or movies, he's like, no, I want to read them now because I want to know all the backstory.
So, getting right into it, favorites and least favorites. Bad news first. Which one was your least favorite?
My least favorite is probably the entirety of the second Salem group. Credence kind of left out. I felt like everybody was dressed a little bit better than what their status in life was and the way they were living, and I felt like that just didn't jive well together. Like, they look like they should have been living a little bit better than they were, especially the mother and the oldest of the daughters. They dressed a lot more upper class. It's really hard for me to pick a least favorite out of this because I loved all of the costuming. What about you?
My least favorite is also a bit of a spoiler. If you don't want to know, skip this part. I really did not like Johnny Depp's cameo that's going to hint at his larger future role as Grindelwald. The outfit he was wearing I loved on Colin Farrell, who played Graves. Grindelwald's look with like the bleached blonde hair, and it looks like they put makeup on him to make him look whiter. He has these like bad contacts in and the blonde mustache. I really did not like that look at all. A little concerned for future films. Colin Farrell's portrayal was sort of like very steely and like grim. Johnny Depp has like less than 2 lines, I'd say like 1.5, and he's in the film for about 30 seconds and already it's campy. I don't know if Hollywood's realized this yet, but we're over Johnny Depp. Stop putting him in things. Not a good person either. And better news, which one was your favorite?
So this is the hardest decision I've ever made, and so I'm not going to make a decision. I'm going to decide on a scene. It's the scene where they go into a council of witches and wizards from all over the world. In one shot, you can see the details that they go into to create this world. Wizards from Africa and witches from Asia, and they just look so distinct, but still cohesive in the wizarding world. And the colors in it are gorgeous, and it just, the president's dress in that and her headdress in that.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I just love all of the details, and you can definitely tell like the class of the people who are in that room. Once they bring Newt Scamander and Tina, like you can definitely tell that they are more lower class. What was your favorite?
My favorite is, I think, everything that Tina wears. She is the leading lady, but she's not all sexed up or whatever, because they had a very different idea of what was pretty in the 20s.
Yes.
Like, women used to bind in the 20s. You know, they would bind their chests. Like, it was all about having sort of a squarish, very flat figure, which is like the opposite of how it is now. Even then, she's not trying to look pretty, she's trying to look professional. But even then, like, in her clothes, like the length of her coats and the cut of the shirts that she wears, it all just is so perfect for that time, and also perfect for her goals as a person. The color palette was sort of like muted because she's sort of a quiet person.
Yeah, she's a reserved person.
But it's not boring.
Yeah, it did a really good job of that.
There was a lot of texture and prints and stuff to bring it back up. Second favorite would be Queenie. So cute.
I loved all of the scenes, and one detail that I really loved that they did was on the collars of a lot of the women, they're wearing kind of long draped tie collars. And that was such a big trend in the 20s. Like, go on Etsy, search for a 1920s dress, you're going to find it on the first page. Little things like that made me like just sit there going like,
yeah. Again, overall, it was amazing. Hopefully they continue to be amazing. I have faith. So if you like this video, if you liked Harry Potter, if you liked Fantastic Beasts, because you've already seen it, leave a like down below, and also comment anything you'd like to see us review next. And if you've seen it already, let us know what you thought of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
And stay tuned this upcoming Wednesday when we do a viewer request Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yay. Thanks for watching.
Hi, welcome to Costume Commentary. I'm Kate.
And I'm Brit, and today we are talking about a comic book series called Death Vigil. It's really, really good. Kate has this terrible habit of turning me on to comic books that then immediately consume my soul and are usually like